Hi everyone. Today I'll be reading Uruguay by Emily Rose Ox. Uruguay is a small country in South America. It's shaped like a teardrop. It covers 68,037 square miles or 176,215 square kilometers on the continent's southeastern coast. Uruguay's northern and eastern neighbors touch Brazil. The Uruguay River forms the country's western border. It separates Uruguay from Argentina. The waters of the Atlantic Ocean wash up onto Uruguay's eastern shore. To the south is the wide Rio de la Plata. Montevideo is Uruguay's capital and largest city. More than half of the country's population lives there. It stands where the Rio de la Plata and the Atlantic Ocean meet. Rolling, glassy plains called pampas stretch across much of Uruguay. Small streams and rivers carve through them. Large ranches called estancias cover the vast areas of the pampas. Livestock graze on their land. Small regions of low hills rise north. Farther south than the Chinchilla Grande curves from Brazil towards the southern coast. The string of highland boasts Mount Cathedral, the country's highest point. Low, fertile land follows Uruguay's southern coast. Farmers plant many crops in these rich soils. Sand dune beaches, marshes, lagoons line the Atlantic Ocean. The country sees mild, moist weather year-round. Most Uruguayans live near the Rio de la Plata in southern Uruguay. This waterway is a funnel-shaped estuary shared with Argentina. It begins where the Parana and the Uruguay rivers join. At its widest, 136 miles, or 219 kilometers, separates it from the northern and southern shores. There, it joins the Atlantic Ocean. Leatherback sea turtles, La Plata dolphins, hammerhead sharks, and many other types of fish call the Rio de la Plata home. However, water pollution from cities and farms threatens these animals. Uruguayans are working hard to clean up the waterway and protect its animals. Many types of birds make Uruguay their home. Rias dart across Uruguay's grasslands. These large, flightless birds search for insects and lizards. Also on the grasslands, burrowing owls nest in small dugouts. Near the coast, herons, flamingos, and other water birds wade in lagoons. American oyster catchers feast on shellfish found during low tide. The pampas are home to armadillos and foxes. Pampas deer bound across the grasslands, too. In riverside forests, margays perch on tree branches. Capybaras and cotis live in the forests. Camillans lurk in the flowing waters of the Uruguay River. Fur seals bark and honk from rocky coasts. About 3.3 million people live within Uruguay's borders. Few people native to the area live in the country. Most Uruguayans have ancestors from Spain, Italy, and Levant. Fewer than 1 of every 10 people has both European and native ancestors. These Uruguayans are called mestizos. A small number of people in Uruguay have African ancestors. Roman Catholicism is the largest religion in Uruguay. A small Jewish community lives in Montevideo. Much of the population does not practice any religion. Spanish is the country's official language, but many speakers have an Italian accent. Most Uruguayans live in Montevideo and other cities along the southern coast. Many of their homes, while others live in apartment buildings with other families. They take buses and drive cars to get from place to place. Both mothers and fathers often work outside the home. Grandparents may help with raising kids. Children are expected to help out by doing household chores. The few Uruguayans who live in the countryside live on ranches. They build homes from adobe or brick and tin. Children may help out with caring for livestock. In the country, people use cars to get around. Highways connect the country's cities and towns. Some unpaved roads cut through the countryside. Uruguay has one of the best education systems in South America. The government pays for public school all the way through university. Children must enter preschool at age 4. At age 6, they begin primary school. There, students learn how to read and write in Spanish. They also take classes in math and natural science. After 6 years of primary school, students attend 3 years of lower secondary school. Then they continue 3 years of higher secondary school. There, some students continue their general studies. Others choose and learn about a specific job. Graduates of secondary school, find jobs, or enroll in a university. Most Uruguayans hold service jobs. They may work in restaurants, shops, hotels, or banks. Some doctors and government workers are teachers. Uruguayans also serve tours at beachside resorts. Much of the country's land is used for farming and ranching. Huge ranches raise cattle and sheep. The country exports a good deal of wool, beef, and livestock. Near the coast, farmers plant wheat and sugarcane. Other Uruguayan farmers grow corn, rice, and sunflowers. Factory workers make beef products, fabric, leather products, and chemicals. Uruguayan miners dig up small amounts of gold, gravel, iron, and sand. Uruguayans are obsessed with soccer. Children learn to play when they are very young. They kick around a tin can or rock if they have no soccer ball. Young and old alike cheer on the Uruguayan national team. They watch it on television or live from the stands. In their free time, Uruguayans visit with their friends in cafes. On weekends, they may gather for barbecues called asados. Children often play video games and watch movies with friends. In the countryside, people enjoy payadadas, an old tradition from Uruguay's guachos or cowboys. During payadas, guitarists compete to make up new verses to the same song. Because Uruguay produces a lot of cattle, many Uruguayans' dishes feature beef. To make it, cooks barbecue meat and organs on a special grill called a parrilla. Chavitos are also a popular food. These sandwiches are made with steak, eggs, cheese, and mayonnaise. Cooks prepare puchero stews using meat and vegetables. Small pies filled with meat or cheese are called empanadas, our favorite snack. Homemade pastas have also made their way into Uruguayan meals. Spaghetti, lasagna, and gnocchi came to the country with Italian settlers. Uruguay's national drink is mate. The specialty is served in a gourd. Uruguayans drink it with a metal straw. In Montevideo, the Christian celebration of Carnival in late winter lasts for more than a month. Uruguayans celebrate with musical street theater called mirga. Parades of drummers and dancers take over the streets with canto and music. In the days before Easter, guachos show off their skills in rodeos during Criolla Week. They compete in horseback riding and cattle roping. Each August 25th, Uruguayans celebrate the day they gained independence from Brazil. They wave flags, watch parades, and enjoy beautiful fireworks displays. November 2nd is the Day of the Dead. On this day, Uruguayans visit graveyards and light candles to honor late relatives. Big parades feature Uruguayans dressed in bright clothes or skeleton costumes. Uruguay's guachos ride across the reeling pampas. For more than 200 years, guachos have worked there. Eventually, they hunted the cattle. Eventually, they came to herd sheep and cattle for large ranches. They wore loose pants, wide-brimmed hats, and ponchos. Many of today's guachos still wear these traditional outfits. Guachos hold an important place in Uruguay's history and culture today. Guachos rodeos draw large crowds. Younger generations learned guacho history through ballads, folk tales, and arts. Uruguayans also respect guachos for well-mannered and polite. See guachos as the symbol of Uruguay. They stand for their country's free spirit, courage, loyalty, and independence.